Hey everyone, welcome back to the Working Dirt channel. We've been doing a lot of work here on the property, getting ready for a big party celebration in a couple months. Doing a bunch of trimming on our campsites to get more room and space, and I figured what better time is it to share a beast of a tool with you guys, which is the Echo PPT2620H X Series Echo pull saw. This ain't your mama's pull saw, I'll tell you that right now. It has been flawless and it just works exceptionally well, so I want to give you guys my complete thoughts, and we'll see how it actually holds up against a Milwaukee Sawzall with a beast of a pruning blade on it, and you'll be surprised how that turns out, so stick around. Now, when we bought these 41 acres that are heavily wooded, we knew we were gonna have to seriously invest in some tree trimming equipment because I didn't really own any. But I know from construction, you can't go cheap on some things or most things unless you want major headache and loss of profit. So we decided to look at the higher end of things, because when you're considering pull saws, they have electric pull saws and gas pull saws, but electric, you can't pull a cord around on 40 acres, so that's already off the table. But there are consumer grade pull saws and commercial grade, and this pull saw, again, is the PPT2620H X Series, is commercial grade. It actually has a 2-year commercial warranty, a 5-year consumer warranty, and so it gives me a little more trust going into it. Now, the engine size is just a hair under 26 cc, hence the model number 26. And it is plenty of power, especially with the blades they give you for this thing, or you can opt to have. I told the guy, yeah, throw me an extra blade, which is what he recommended was a commercial blade. It has plenty of power to turn a blade on this 12-inch bar. And what I found out is the professionals actually even step up like to a 16-inch bar or 18-inch, believe it or not. And they just go slow, because with that size bar, they can reach a lot. And if you have a big pile of brush after you've cut a lot of trees, you can reach into that pile and like dismember the branch. And that's another nice feature of a pull saw, is you don't have to get close to what you're cutting. You know, if you got bushes or short trees and they're really bushy and maybe even spiky, you can just put your pull saw in there and hack away. So good example of being able to reach in without having to get in to the middle, because like right there, right in the middle, you'll see there's some nice poison oak, that beautiful little red flower, and there's a couple petals in there, but we're not going to go in there. That is an added advantage using a pull saw over a chainsaw. Now, I've used this Milwaukee Hacksaw to do a lot before we bought this, and I have been super impressed with it because, well, you don't have to start it up, but it has plenty of power to get through things. And again, you'll have to wait to the end of the video. I'll show you how it performs versus the pull saw. It can fire right when you're ready. You don't have to start a motor. That's a very nice added benefit if you're up on a ladder, which you shouldn't be on a ladder. Be careful if you are. But in many precarious situations I was in, it was nice just to be able to pull a trigger and start it. And now Milwaukee has come out with a little chainsaw pruner, but this video is not about that. It's about this Echo pull saw. And I'll tell you right now, if I had to have one, it would be the pull saw, because again, it is a beast. But talking about starting, they have made this an exceptionally well of a pull starting engine, because you only have, they call it like a half pull or something, and I'll show you here in a second. Well, let's do it right now on camera. Shoot, I don't care. Look, let's prime the bulb. You saw that bulb was empty. Now it's got a little in there. There you go, it's got plenty in there now. We got the choke on, so you saw it. Just put fuel in. Let's see if it does first fire. Make sure the switch is on. Okay, usually all you need is one pull with the choke, and then it's good from there. But we'll do we'll do, yeah, let's try that. So, see, there you go, boom. But the stroke is so short. Look at this. It's like a half stroke. It's like this high. I went this high. You could probably go right there. So when you're up in a boom or in the back of a truck, like I said, and you're holding it, you can just go whoop and it starts. So it's it's amazing piece. And we are making sure we run pure 91 pre-mixed gas oil with no ethanol, so that we don't get any gumming in our carburetor. We're going to take really good care of it. But enough talking, let me drop some clips of it being used in many situations. And I'm going to go cut a couple branches over there because, like I said, we have just a couple more campsites we want to open up before the big party. So let's get cut. We gotta get a couple more of these little stragglers barely hanging out. I'm telling you, this thing is nice and rigid. It also has a nice hook, so you can pull the branch out of the way if it's hanging, if it's a hanger. So once you cut it, you can pull it with that hook right under the oiler right there. So it's weighted the best it can be for such a long tool, but usually you can grab it about right here and extend it in or extend it out. So there's full extension, bring it back in. And then I don't use the strap too often because it kind of comes unclipped. Every once in a while I'll throw it over one shoulder. But if you throw it over the head, I don't know, there's just so many different angles you gotta hit with a pull saw. It also, being in this dry area and in California, fire is always a big concern. Oh, speaking of that, look at this little piece just caught by the carburetor. But the muffler is on this side and it's shielded pretty well because I'm always concerned about where I stick it. I don't want it to touch some light grass and catch fire. It's got a nice shield on it, but with that said, I do wish they put a better kickstand because, as you can see, that's not much of a support. So if you set it on the ground straight like this, it has an easy, tendency to go to the left or right. And so, it just takes a little caution where you put it. But other than that, phenomenal. All right, in less time than it takes to make this review, I already cleared another campsite. As you can see, this is a water spigot right here, and the road comes in, and they graded a site right here. It was hard to see before because of all the brush and the tree cover. So I just went through like Tasmania and cut it down. So I must warn you too, if you're gonna get one of these pull saws, they create more, let's just say the amount of effort that goes into cutting them is far less than gathering all the tree limbs and disposing of them. So don't bite off more than you can chew, because we learned that if you cut a bunch of trees down and then you wait to saw them, because you got bigger limbs you're cutting down, you need to cut them into splitting size chunks. If you let those dry before you cut them, then you're wasting energy on your big chainsaw to cut those. So you want to be ready to cut anything that the pull saw cuts down. This is smaller stuff, generally speaking, so this is going to go in some burn piles, but we've cut some big branches down and we immediately saw them up with the big chainsaw for splitting wood. right, so I worked up the hill and took down even another big branch. It was like 8 inches diameter right there, and I took that from the ground. That was maximizing my arm reach, but as long as you start small, taking little pieces, getting closer to it, it's not that bad. But like I said, I was going to show you how the Fuel M18 hacksaw with a semi-sharp pruning blade actually works on something like this oak. And I'll show you. I can't go side to side because it's only one person, I don't have 3 hands, but just to show you. All right, that's semi-dry white oak with about almost a 4-inch diameter. Now, let me show you the pull saw. Now, this is not for a one-on-one comparison. Obviously, this is just to show you if you're thinking about getting a hacksaw with the pruning blade versus a pull saw. It kind of gives you an idea of the speed and efficiency you would do it at. All right, as you can see, that was like 1/4 of the time. So with the pruning blade, you're obviously doing a lot smaller, but I was in the market for that a long time ago, doing the smaller stuff, and I used it randomly on bigger stuff. So I just wanted to show you, you gotta know your mins and maxes, you know? They whip around the corner with their trailers, they won't hit our trees.
Or our trees won't hit their trucks.
Yeah. Maybe. All right, here's the aftermath of Goldie doing work. Now this is what trucks are meant for, if you ask me. They can take a scraping or two. I'll put the tools back in our storage container, and then I'll take Goldie out and give her a good cleaning. Ooh, watch her, she almost got beheaded. Woman, watch out, pallets on trucks. Well, there you have it, folks. I really don't understand how there's a bunch of people unemployed right now, because there's so much work outdoors that you can do, and I get so much enjoyment out of it. You know, with 26 cc's in your hand, sawdust flying in your eye, and smelling the pine trees, there's nothing better than being outdoors and like getting some major work done. But I'll say, to wrap this up, is this pull saw has far met my expectation, and I'm happy that I spent the money. Again, it was about 560 bucks. And for those of you who might be interested in buying a pull saw that only has like maybe less than an acre or half an acre, you could probably get by with something smaller, you know, a couple $100, or maybe even a electric pull saw. That might do you fine. But if you have anything bigger and you're going to be pruning and trimming trees on an annual basis, then do yourself the good and get the better commercial quality pull saw, because it'll last you a long time, as you know, as long as you take care of it and maintenance it. And to remind you, we've had this for about a year now, and we've cut I don't know, like over 30-40 trees, and this is only the second chain, and we haven't even sharpened the second chain. The first one got pinched, but I'll put a link in the description if I can find it. It's the Oregon Pro chain, and this has a 12-inch bar, and this thing has enough power to cut a 12-inch limb. Even though it's not meant for it, it'll do it. I mean, it does anything you want it to do. And you know, I really don't have anything negative to say about it other than, you know, it doesn't really like to stand straight. You know, I wish I had a bigger kickstand, and the shoulder strap, it's kind of funky, but other than that, this thing is engineered so well. I have nothing but good to say about it. And I mean, when you pick up a tool that makes you want to do more work than you plan to do, that should say something about where you're spending your dollars, or if you should spend your dollars there. So I mean, I hope you guys like this review, because it's not every day you come across something that's really good. We constantly complain about things being made overseas and just not up to snuff. Well, this is. So try it out, the Echo PPT2620H. Thank you for watching. Your viewership helps our channel support veterans, trails, and charities each quarter, so thank you for that. And until next time, do work.